waiting in my
Hello YouTube. In the second part of my tutorial, second part from my series of my tutorials for Java development, I'll be talking about the variable type of integers. So open netbeans.de, and when it loads, press File, New Project, Java Application, Next, and we're going to name this project Integers. And of course you can save it to wherever you desire by pressing Browse and click Finish. Okay, so we'll be typing in our main method like usual, and today I'll be telling you the definition of integers. So basically what an integer is, it is a number that is not irrational, that is a real number, but is not irrational nor rational. For example, the numbers -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, continuous are all integers. However, 0.5, 0.6, the mathematical expression pi cannot be considered an integer. They are a different variable type, in which I'll explain in a tutorial further onwards. So to define a variable, to declare an integer variable to the compiler, you type in int and the name of the integer that you like to define. For example, number. So what I've told the compiler is I've told the compiler that the variable name number is going to be an integer. However, number is not defined. So in my next line, I will define what number equals. I can say number equals 5. I can say number equals 6, 7, -20, -1 million, are all possible answers. However, 0.5 will give me an error as that is not an integer. So I will write 5. I've declared 5 is the value of the variable number, and now I'll output the variable number into my console by typing system.out.println, and then in my brackets I type in number, and number is of course my variable. So what it will do in the output is it will say okay. So the compiler will read, it'll be okay. So it will say that number is an integer, and then afterwards it'll be like okay, number now equals the value 5, and then it'll output the number 5. And if we output this, we can see that the value that the outputted result into the console is 5. Now note that this is not the same as in a string. I can easily write quotation mark 5, quotation mark, and output, and still get the same result as my previous statement. However, the difference this time is that the value that is being outputted is now a string. And there's a major difference between string and integer. Currently, you can see there's no difference between string and integer in this case. However, if I later onwards in future videos, when I've explained operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, then writing a string 5 will be invalid. However, writing an integer 5 is valid, so therefore you can do operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc., instead of a string where all it'll think is that it's alphabetical character 5, and that is nothing else but that. And it cannot do much more of number evaluations, but rather than whatever letters can do.